Joy Forever 74 says, nice to have Masai with you. It says the US develop talents, but we always mouth it year in, year out. It says we need sustainable plans in sports. At Felele 247 says we should be tapping from the NBA and from Masai. But it says the question is how do we implement all of these brilliant ideas? Okay, let me pause a little bit on this one and come to the Giant of Africa camp. 13 years you've been doing this. I'm sure you have challenges. I'm sure there are positives. There are challenges that you want to correct and all of that. But talk to us about what's going on this year. You are going to Kenya tomorrow. It's now in 6 African countries. It's getting bigger and bigger.
I started off, to me, working where I work, it's an obligation to come back and a responsibility to always come back. I was a youth like them. I grew up in Zaria and played basketball and coached by OBJ. And for me, I have to give this youth some kind of opportunity, and whether it's bringing coaches here to help them, teach them basic fundamentals is very important for us to grow and come back and show our faces and also tell them that, you know what, we Africans can do it. We can grow. So we try to bring back even Africans, coaches, scouts, people that can come and the kids see face to face. Also, we like to talk about things that we do off the court. These young men need to grow as men. So whether it's simple things, very simple things like being truthful, being honest, being on time, washing your hands. Character building. It's so important. Women empowerment, women respect. I think it's health issues, health awareness, you know, your wellness, playing sports. I think these kids all need to know, outside the basic fundamentals of playing basketball, it's very important for them to hear from us. And so traveling around the continent, doing this program is a huge priority for me. Every August I spend this time because I believe in the youth. I was just like these kids, and I'm telling you, if my dumb butt can do it, you know, like there's so many, there's smarter kids, kids that have even better background that can do even more. How about sports psychology? How about sports medicine? How about being a sports lawyer? You know, there's so many,
a lot of opportunities.
Sports journalist. There are so many opportunities that you can use basketball as a tool. So do your best. Play to the highest level that you can because we have the talent. Stay in school, be educated, and something will come up. You will find a niche in your life. And these young men are so great, and it's unbelievable to work with them.
Are you thinking about getting involved with our basketball at some level administratively? I mean, the NBBF. I know it's a lot of work with the NBA, your club. Toronto Raptors and all of that, but is it something you can combine with maybe a role in the NBBF? You've done this before when you supplied kids for, I think, around under 19 a few years back.
Yes, I coached the junior national team. I've coached with the national team before, but it's a huge challenge with time. You know, honestly, you know, like I feel that. Really, we could be used in other ways, different ways. You know, it definitely doesn't have to be something set. But you know what I always say? I'm available. I'm always here. You know, like, and anybody that needs anything, people know. Only in my organization, you know, like we've hired a few Africans that are outstanding in what they do, whether it's in coaching, whether it's in management, whether it's with Giants of Africa. We're trying to elevate, and I'm trying to give us a platform to grow. And so any way that I can help the Basketball Federation or basketball in Nigeria, I tell you what, I'll be a failure if I cannot bring people along in what I do. My number one goal is to try and win a championship in the NBA. My number two goal is I have to figure out a platform and some way to make our continent and my country rise and the youth of my country rise and the basketball to get better. When we lose, I'm Nigerian. When we win, I'm Nigerian. You know, like I feel strongly about that.
Femi, a couple of weeks ago, you were with Al Farouk Aminu in Ibadan.
Yeah.
The MBA project, MBA for Africa project, and all of it. Yeah. That's something that we can always build up on and get a lot of these guys to also connect.
Yes.
With their kids back home.
Absolutely, and that's why what Masai is doing is really encouraging, and for someone at his level, to be doing this, it actually also makes the other players or those who are also in that kind of opportune, status, to want to come back. I remember talking to Al Farouk, about why he eventually finally decided to come back. And I was like, look, Masai is doing great, Mobolaji, all these people are trying to do something, so why not come back home if you can? And he wants to also encourage some of his other teammates to also come back, because look, you can't neglect where you came from regardless, even if you're not born here, and the talent is very present. Everyone is aware of it. It's just all about giving everyone an ample opportunity to show what they have, and you never know who the next big star is. Everybody has been saying, when will the next Akeem Olajuwon come? If there's no platform, we would never see him. If there are no programs, like the Giants of Africa, Olumide Ideji Camp, who does a lot as well, AJK Wajausu, who does a couple. Once everybody's coming together like that, before you know it, in no time, you will see one special talent, who will come out, and that would also, bring more light, more investment, into the game, here in this country. So I'm really, really excited that there's more, basketball attention. It's been long awaited. Everyone seems to just shift focus to football, but it's like the basketball players now begin to understand that, look, we have to go back to our roots and get, something out there, which is very, very exciting for me. I mean, it makes me make the news every day.
To wrap this up very quickly, because Masai is a very, very busy man. It's a big privilege to have him here. A couple of months ago, we had an NBA game in South Africa. What do we need to do to get that kind of a game to maybe Lagos, Nigeria?
It boils down to, honestly, it boils down to facility. Like it's sad to say that game will be played here if we had the facility. Where do we play? If we come here, where do we play?
Abuja is not too different from Lagos in terms of the facility at the Abuja National Stadium.
It's the same thing. There's lack. There's
so that's a big challenge.
That's the huge challenge. If not, it's.
For me, Nigeria is a bigger basketball playing nation than South Africa.
Oh, no question. There's no question, and there's no question with Amadou Fall as the leader in NBA Africa. With our relationship, my relationship with Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, and the way the NBA wants Africa to grow, we need those facilities, and he has spoken to me about this, and we have talked about this. It needs to be something that is addressed. I've talked to President Kagame about this. I'm going to Botswana, and we're going to talk to the president about some of these things. We're really trying to expand, and it comes down to facilities, to be honest. And I don't know where it starts here, but we're going to stand on the table and wave our hands,
draw the attention until something is done.
Until something is done. And you know what? I don't mind getting other people in other sports involved, whether it's professional soccer players or there's something that needs to be done here, and we need a movement, somewhere or somehow. But it's not a movement of talk. It has to be a movement of action, and something that we need to really, really, really concentrate on.
Well, I'm told I have to wrap up this segment now. We could go on and on and on. Once Masai begins to talk, you don't want him to stop, you want him to keep talking, but we have to wrap it up now. Masai, thank you so much for coming on Sports Tonight. We wish you the best. We wish Toronto Raptors the best in the new season.
Thank you.
All right, and Femi, thank you so much as well for coming on Sports Tonight.
Always a pleasure.